POAS just did 1,230.19% to $1.06. My people, the casino church is open. Ushers are handing out halts and regret at the door.
Yeah, and it only took an 83.49% faceplant after the spike to remind you gravity still works. And it's the only thing on this ticker with fundamentals.
Bro, I tried to hit it and my fingers turned into cooked spaghetti. 12 million shares on POAS and it still felt like trading a haunted house. Every candle is a jump scare and the exit sign is slippage.
Today is Tuesday, February 17, 2026. ISO date 2026-02-17. And we're running the volatility board. POAS, RIME, CGTL, ANPA, FGL, JDZG, plus the macro vibe, dark side of AI jitters, risk-off crypto, and metals sliding with Lunar New Year closures.
And yes, like, subscribe, ring the bell so you can watch Jet tip his rent money into a liquidity trap in real time, like it's a documentary called When Hotkeys Attack.
I am not tipping anything. I'm investing in my character arc. Also, my landlord texted me, saw your streams. I might have to change my name and move cities. Bro, he basically hit me with a margin call on housing.
Your landlord is the only market maker with ethics. All right, POAS. That kind of pop is usually float games, halts and vibes masquerading as news. Treat it like a live grenade with a short fuse, and your broker already pulled the pin.
Mechanically, POAS is the archetype. Parabolic gap, volatility auctions, then the extended move turns into a mean reversion magnet. If you don't know where VWAP is, you're basically blindfold boxing against someone who's also allowed to move the ring.
Here's the prophecy. The first VWAP reclaim on these freaks is either salvation or a trap door. My people, respect the line or get excommunicated by slippage. And yes, the sermon is sponsored by Partial Fill.
Tip these guys as comedy. If your heart rate is higher than the stock price, size down. POAS at $1 had me at 180 BPM, and seeing the afterlife, like my chart started loading a terms and conditions screen.
Second tip disguised as therapy. If you're chasing a fourth halt, you're not a trader. You're an unpaid stuntman with a margin account and no health insurance for your feelings.
Macro overlay matters even for tiny tickers. Headlines are screaming, dark side of AI. Funds are worried about aggressive capex, and Bitcoin's sliding on geopolitics. So risk appetite is selective, like a bouncer who only lets chaos in wearing a tie.
Selective, he says. Translation, big money is spooked, so they're sneaking into the kiddie pool to gamble where nobody's watching the splashing, then acting shocked when the lifeguard is a bot with no empathy.
Can we talk RIME? 221.55% to 348 with 167.41 million volume. That is not normal human behavior. That's a whole species discovering leverage.
RIME is the everyone discovered the buy button at once special. With 28.59 relative volume, assume algos are playing hot potato with your face, and the potato is your stop loss.
Also note the absurd fundamentals. EPS negative 161.92. That's not growth. That's a financial horror anthology. Like every chapter ends with, and then it diluted again. So this is flow-driven, gap and go, and momentum ignition, not valuation repricing.
Which means trade it like a ritual. Opening drive, first pullback, VWAP test. You lose VWAP on heavy tape, you repent and cut. No negotiating with the market. This judge doesn't accept, but it felt strong as evidence.
I tried fading the second extension and it ripped my eyebrows off. Then I flipped long and it flushed. That's not trading. That's getting bullied in 4K. HD humiliation with instant replay and volume.
Classic liquidity trap. You short the top, they squeeze. You buy the breakout, they dump into you. The fix is boring. Wait for a base, let it prove, then take the clean break. With a stop you actually respect, not a vibes-based stop.
Quick macro pit stop. Gold and silver are down with China closed for Lunar New Year. Less participation, thinner flows. Bitcoin down 2.41% on geopolitics adds a risk-off undertone, even with NDX slightly green, like techs whistling past the graveyard with AirPods in.
So if the big dogs are jittery about AI's dark side, they'll either hide in mega caps or stampede into weirdos like JDZG and CGTL for pure dopamine. Because nothing says risk management like a ticker nobody can explain.
CGTL up 238.10% to 293. This is my toxic trait. I see low float vibes and my mouse hand starts doing prayers and hotkeys at the same time, like I'm speedrunning bankruptcy percent any.
CGTL has negative earnings and still levitated. That's not a thesis, it's a chatroom stampede. Intraday angle. If it gaps huge, the first 5 minutes are for price discovery, not hero entries, not main character trades.
And watch the VWAP magnet after the first impulse. If it reclaims VWAP and holds while volume ramps, you've got a scalp framework. If it fails VWAP twice, it's a fade with defined risk and clean invalidation. No need to emotionally negotiate with a candlestick.
Horan said, define risk like any of us are defined. Jet's risk is his sleep schedule. My risk is my ego. And Grizz's risk is accidentally feeling joy. He'd hedge it with puts.
I felt joy once. It was a bad print. Keep going, before it reverses and ruins that too.
Derailment. Speaking of bad prints, my dating app matched me with someone whose hobby was front-running vibes. I almost proposed. That's called synergy. 2 red flags make a green candle, right?
Please do not marry alpha decay. Anyway, ANPA up 161.30% to 3113 on light volume. That's classic thin liquidity levitation. Gorgeous chart, terrifying fills, like a luxury elevator with missing cables.
ANPA at $31 with only 308,000 shares. My people, that's not a crowd. That's a private ceremony. One ugly candle and you're locked in the pews, singing hymns to your limit order that never gets filled.
FGL up 156.35% to 18 on 9.67 relative volume. That's the cleaner, real participation look. Still a roller coaster, but at least there's tape to lean on instead of pure imagination.
JDZG up 131.66% to 381 with 54 million volume. This one had that liquidity vacuum rip, where spreads widen and you feel your soul step outside for fresh air. Like, y'all got it, I'm not built for this.
Now tie it to the week ahead. Walmart earnings and Fed-favored PCE are looming. As catalysts approach, intraday volatility concentrates. Morning trend, midday chop, late-day repricing. Basically, the market does cardio, then takes a nap, then chooses violence.
And the AI narrative, data centers, industrial beneficiaries. Everybody's trying to worship the next CapEx cycle while also bracing for a deeper sell-off. It's like praying and panic selling at the same altar, lighting a candle with one hand and smashing the bid with the other.
Write this on your forehead. When headlines scream fear, don't mark it by breakouts into the first spike. Let it pull back, let it retest, then act. Patience is a cheat code, and yes, it's paywalled by your ego.
Patience is also when I start checking my brokerage like it's a microwave timer. And yes, it is Tuesday, February 17, 2026, and I've consumed caffeine like it's a macro hedge. My bloodstream is basically the Nasdaq futures.
Lightning round. Predictions strictly as setups, not certainties. POAS. Likely mean reversion behavior, either fades under VWAP or gives you one clean, reclaimed scalp before rolling. Treat one more push thoughts as intrusive.
RIME, if it holds pre-market highs and reclaims VWAP, I call a second sermon, momentum continuation. If it loses VWAP on big volume, I'm a respectful non-believer and I fade the bounces. No donations, no tithes, just exits.
CGTL and JDZG. I predict at least one fake breakout each because hope is the product. Trade them only if spreads behave and volume confirms. Otherwise, your exit liquidity with a podcast habit and a very motivational account statement.
I predicted wicks like a demon above 31 and then test VWAP like it owes money. I'm watching for a clean opening range break. Scalp City if it respects pullbacks. No, I'll just hold and hope tourism.
Final call. With AI sell-off anxiety and risk-off crypto, keep risk tight, take profits faster than your ego wants, and treat VWAP like your seatbelt. We'll see you tomorrow.